What is going on, my nerds? Welcome back to JD's Nerdverse. We are doing a prediction video today for Voltorb / Electrode. Voltorb looks like it's called a Pokeball, or ball Pokemon. It looks like a Pokeball. Looks like a Pokeball with some angry eyes. No mouth. That's probably why it's angry. It has no mouth. And then when it evolves, it turns itself upside down. Its eyes move to where its butt used to be. And then it grows a mouth. So, that's the Pokemon. That's exactly how they designed this. One is just red and white, and the other one's white and red. So, let's look at the moveset. This is like the home and away jerseys of Pokemon. Like, this is the home jerseys, red on top, white on bottom, and then like when you go to the away games, you have a white on top, red on bottom kind of thing going on. If you're not a sports fan, you may not get that reference, but a lot of sports fans will like, oh yeah, I guess it is. So, Voltorb, look at the stats of Voltorb. 40 HP, 30 attack, 50 defense, 55 special, and 100 speed. So, speed's good, special's okay, and being an electric Pokemon, we kind of need the special to be good. But attack, HP, and defense are horrid, and considering our moveset, which you're going to see in a little bit, the attack part is really going to be detrimental to us. But at level 30, we evolve into Electrode. Electrode, 60 base power, 50 attack, there we go, 70 defense, 80 special, and 140 speed. So I believe this is the fastest Pokemon in Gen 1. So that's good. 80 special, we'd like to get that in the triple digits, but it is what it is. Defense is okay. Attack and HP are just horrid. So we can't take a lot of hits. Our special's okay enough so we can, but we really just don't have a lot going for us with this Pokemon. Let's look at the level up moveset. Now I'm going to take 2 seconds and take a swig of my drink. And I want everyone here to comment, look at this and comment on what you think is wrong with this moveset. Alright, so Voltorb and Electrode are water-type Pokemon. Or, water, yeah. Electric-type Pokemon. There we go. Okay? Electric-type Pokemon. There is not one level-up electric move with this Pokemon. It makes no ungodly sense. None at all. It makes no sense. Okay? We do get Tackle at level... we start off with Tackle and Screech. Level 5. 35 power for Tackle, 95% accurate. Screech is 85% accurate. So, not the greatest accuracy with either one of these, but Screech does lower your opposition's defense by 1 stage, making your tackle a little bit more, does a little more pop. Sonic Boom at level 17 is going to be a very important move, because that's the only way we're going to be able to progress through Brock. Sonic Boom does 20 damage every time. It doesn't do any more, it doesn't do any less. There's no way to boost this attack, it just does 20 damage. It's 9% accurate, so there is that slight chance to miss. How is it the ones where we explode, it's 100%, but the ones where we don't, it's like, you think it'd be more common or more accurate. But the self-destructing explosion we cannot use, because once we do those moves, we faint and we lose the battle. We have to restart anyway, or go back to our last save point. Light Screen may be useful early because it helps up our defense. And then 36 is Swift. Swift is a 60 base power move. It never misses, except against Ghosts. But it skips over accuracy checks. So, very useful. But that's only our level up moveset. So if we were trying to play this game and say, oh, we can only use level up moves, we would not be able to win this game. Because you cannot hit Ghosts with normal only moves. And Sonic Boom, even though it's a set damage move, which usually means it can attack anything, it still doesn't attack Ghosts. Because it's normal type. It's not like Bide, it's not like Seismic Toss or Dragon Rage or any of those. The typing does matter. Okay? Now, the TM moveset is something I just learned, like, literally in the process of refilming this, is that the TM moveset, I was originally going off Voltorb. So, when I went off Voltorbs, 2 of these moves were not on here. Okay? So, I was looking at this like, dang, how am I going to win this game without being, like, really high leveled? So, I'll go over the moves and I'll tell you the ones that were added. Toxic, Takedown, Hyper Beam, Rage, Thunderbolt, Thunder, Teleport, Mimic, Double Team, Reflect, Bide, Self-Destruct, Swift, Skull Bash, Rest, Thunder Wave, Explosion, Substitute, and Flash. So, moves that we're going to probably not use: Toxic, Rage, Teleport, Double Team, Self-Destruct, Explosion, Rest, and Substitute. Maybe Thunder Wave we'll use. That's kind of on the edge there, and maybe Rest. But Takedown is a 90 base power move we can get semi-decently in the game. But the problem with Takedown is it doesn't make sense to me, by the way. You can get Double Edge at the Rocket Game Corner. That's 100 base power, 100% accurate move. But but later you get the less accurate move and less power move. It should be swapped. You should be able to get takedown pretty quick and then double edge later. I don't know. That's just me. That doesn't make. I just realized it doesn't make sense. But Hyper Beam is one of the moves that is added when you evolve into Electro. Electro can use Hyper Beam, and the other move on here that it can use is Skull Bash. So that opens our moveset up just a little bit. Before I was looking at it, those two weren't available. So literally all we had to, like, move-wise late in the game was a takedown, Thunderbolt or Thunder. Probably use one of the two of those. Mimic, and Swift isn't even useful late in the game because it's so, like, it's just not that strong. And so your final move you're looking at is it's Thunder, Takedown, Mimic, maybe Reflect. But looking at it now, Skull Bash is a 100 base power move, which is in 100% accurate, so it's a little bit better than Takedown. The only downside to Skull Bash is I think it takes 2 turns. And then Hyper Beam is way more powerful and more accurate than Takedown. The downside is we only have a couple power points with that. However, and the other downside is like you have to have a turn to recharge. So you have if you knock him out, it's not an issue. But if you don't knock him out, you have to have 1 turn to recharge. So this is gonna be very tricky. I got to figure out. I got to hang on to these moves and figure out what I can live with, what I can't live without, so on and so forth. So it's gonna be very tricky. And but I'm up for the challenge. Let's look at the rules real quick. We can only use Voltorb or Voltorb in battle. We can use other Pokemon for HMs only, or to catch Pokemon for HMs only. Can't use them to help with our fights at all. We have a running clock, except for 3 exceptions. One is Lieutenant Surge's gym. The second exception is for pretty much Celadon City and Fuchsia City. We get over encumbered with stuff, we'll drop it off. Sometimes Cinnabar Island as well. It's basically to prevent myself from rushing and selling the wrong thing, or whatever case may be, or buying the wrong thing and wasting money. And then the third one is, which we might actually do in this playthrough, is pausing the timer if we need to go buy something from the Pokemon Game Corner, or Rocket Game Corner, whatever you want to call it. Don't need to do it in many playthroughs, but this may be one where I have to, because I don't have another option when it comes to moves. There are no glitches or exploits allowed. The only glitch that's allowed is the badge boost glitch. The other glitches that are not allowed are the Pokédoll glitch and the Missingo glitch. Okay? No items in battle. I've gotten pretty loose with Ethers. And since you're at this page, go ahead and subscribe. It really is helpful to the channel. Lets me know you're watching. I'd like to get to 300 subscribers by the end of April. That'd be amazing. And you could be one of those. Also follow me on Twitter and Instagram. Twitter, JD's Nerdverse. Instagram, JD's_nerd_verse. I post all the time, talk about movies. It's not just Pokemon based, but it's stuff I like based. So let's go back to the prediction. So as I've pretty much done like 5 of these when it comes to like trying to word out the prediction. However, some of them just weren't sounding right. Some of them I was blabbering. You may think I'm blabbering a little bit this one, but it's been blabbering more because I'm just astounded at how bad this Pokemon is going to be. However, with the realization that we actually have a little bit more moves that we can use, I'm a little bit more optimistic. But I'm going to give a very blunt answer for what I think this Pokemon should do. What I think this Pokemon should do is get this run done in under 2 hours. We have slightly more moves than Magnemite. Initially, I thought we were going to have lesser moves because Magnemite only had Double Edge. So I was using Double Edge to take out Rock-type Pokemon, which is a horrible strategy because you take so much recoil and it can hurt you too. And then we have Takedown, which is a lesser version of Double Edge. It's less accurate, and we can have recoil, and it doesn't do as much damage. So, but now with Skull Bash and Hyper Beam, it looks a little bit better. It looks a little bit better, like we can get the game accomplished pretty well. So I'm a little bit more optimistic now. I was going to say there's no way to get done under 2 hours, but I think there's a possibility. But my very conservative time is about 2 hours and 10 minutes. But I would be happy and I would be content with just getting this done right under 2 hours. I don't think it'll beat Magnemite. We'll see, but it might. I don't know. I doubt it will. I think this will be slower than Magnemite. Still, there's other hurdles this Pokemon has. So, yeah. Let me know what you think in the comment section down below. How long do you think it'll take me to beat this? I still think it's gonna be 2 hours. We gotta grind a little bit to get past Brock. Now, the good news is with this Pokemon is it gets its actual like good damage dealing move like Sonic Boom. It gets that at level 17, where I believe Magnemite got at like level 23. So we might not have to grind as much early, and maybe that's the difference in the times. But yeah, that's my playthrough, or that's my prediction. don't forget to check out my video tomorrow. It's on Lord of the Rings. And on Friday, every Friday, there is the playthrough version of the prediction video, where we see if our predictions were right, wrong, dead on, dead wrong, dead right, dead wrong, how close we were, or maybe like optimistically surprised. Okay, it has happened before. But yep, this has been JD. This is JD's Nerdverse. Everyone, I'll see you on Friday. Have a good one, and see you.